السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. كيف حالكم يا شباب؟ هلا والله. اليوم جايب لكم لعبة Red Dead Redemption الجزء الأول. ولا تنسوا الاشتراك والشير واللايكات وانشروا مقاطع الفيديو. اوكي رايحين المهمة.
Excuse me.
اوكي هذا الرجال منبطح.
Excuse me, sir. You need help?
شكله نايم
Mister, you
ولا
alive?
مصاب.
Fuck. God damn it. Good heavens.
Excuse me?
I said, no, I'm not okay. Do I look like I'm okay?
You look pretty good for a corpse.
Praise be.
Move up, mister. Time to get you to a doctor or an undertaker. Whichever you need once we get to town.
اوكي شكله مصاب. دحين راح يوديه المستشفى.
I'm coming home.
Come on, mister. Come on.
والله الرجال شايب.
Hurry, sir! I'm bleeding like a badly butchered hog!
You'll be fine. Just focus.
You better take the reins. I don't think I'm strong enough. I'm finished! Done for!
Just sit up straight, will you?
The closest doctor is in Armadillo!
اوكي دحين رايحين نوديه الدكتور.
What is your
ونعالجه.
name, friend?
John Marston.
Oh, good God! Out of the frying pan into the fire!
Excuse me.
How many outlaws can a man encounter in one day?
You must have me mistaken with somebody else, friend.
The Ballard twins, Walton's gang. I know who you are.
Word sure travels fast around here.
I'm a man with many connections. Spare my life, I beg of you. I'll reward you well.
I'm trying to save your life, you old
اوكي
fool.
شايف
Keep annoying me
انا
and maybe I'll change my mind.
جو العدو.
My God!
شكله قاطع الطرق.
I would save some of those fools for the men trying to kill us. Excellent work, sir. Push on to Armadillo.
What the hell happened to you?
Bandits, hoodlums, the scoundrels robbed me blind and left me to die.
I can see that.
Once again, a victim of my own success. They see a man in a well-cut suit and this happens.
Do you know who they were?
No idea. I'm not the kind of man who has enemies.
You do now.
I give so much and still they take. We live in an uncivilized and graceless world, friend. Our maker has a funny sense of humor sometimes. Still, at least I met you. The good Samaritan in wolf's clothes. And forgive me, pain is playing rare havoc with my metaphors.
اوكي
Good God, more of
تعال
them!
تعال. خذها. واو.
There's Armadillo! Faster, John! Faster!
اوكي خلاص وصلنا.
Yeah, I embrace you.
For Christ's sakes, man, you're gonna be fine. We're nearly there.
Into your arms.
You need more than a doctor, my friend. We're here. Stay with me.
Where the devil are we?
Armadillo. We made it safe, you'll be happy to know.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. You're a gentleman and a true man of honor.
Coming from you, I doubt that means much, but I appreciate the civility.
I owe you, sir. And I always pay my debts. Jesus. But if I die, I'm sorry for it. If not, I'll be your man for...
Let's get you fixed up first. Then we'll decide what you're my man for.
اوكي دحين ودينا المستشفى. اوكي دحين راجعين البلدة الثانية. طلع الصباح. لازم الحين نرجع ونريح وناخد غفوة.
Whoa there!
اوكي اخذنا نومة وخرجنا الحين من المهمة.
Go!
Mr. Marston, I've been hearing about your plans.
Have you, Miss McFarland?
Yes, from Lee Johnson, to settle here and build a life for yourself.
I'm afraid those aren't my plans. See, I already have a life. Well, I had one, and I'm trying to reclaim it. Or maybe what you could say is that I had two, and I'm trying to end one of them so the other can survive.
You do so love to talk in riddles, Mr. Marston. Do you do that, I wonder, as a substitute for having anything interesting to say?
Probably, Miss McFarland.
Oh, call me Bonnie, you fool. Call me Bonnie.
Miss McFarland, I'm married. I have a son. I had a daughter, but she died. Years before that, I rode in a gang. We robbed banks, trains, held people ransom. We killed people we didn't like. Bill Williamson was in that gang. Now, if I don't capture my former brother in arms, great harm will befall my family. Now, I don't suppose any of this is very interesting to you, but I hope it explains why I wasn't so eager to talk about it.
No, I do understand. I had no idea. You poor man.
Even in this new country, memories don't really fade. My father was an illiterate Scot born on the boat into New York. He never saw his homeland, but to hear him talk about it, you'd imagine he only ever ate haggis and wore a kilt. And he hated the English for what they had done to his great-grandparents that he'd never met. People don't forget. Nothing gets forgiven.
That's true, especially when it comes to money. And you know, even now, after all his labors, my father's debts are still terrible. I worry every day about us losing the ranch. It would kill him.
My father died when I was 8 years old. His eyes were, well, let's just say he was blinded in a bar fight south of Chicago. My mother died during childbirth. She was a prostitute and he was her, well, I don't know what he was. So I was sent off to an orphanage and ran away and fell in with a gang.
My word. What a difficult life you've lived.
The leader of the gang taught me how to read, taught me how to see all that was good in the world. He was a great man in a way.
But you killed people.
Sure. And I've suffered for it. And that's the life I left, or tried to leave. Said too much, Bonnie. I'm an uneducated killer, sent here to do all I can do well. Kill a man in cold blood so that another man may do his part to cut crime in an area, and a rich man can be elected governor on the back of these promises.
Civilization is a truly beautiful thing, Mr. Marston. Listen, can you help me?
Well, I can try. What do you need, money?
No, nothing so complicated. I need an extra hand to take out the herd to pasture.
Sure. Point me in the right direction.
اوكي دحين خارجين مهمة، ودحين يساعد الحرمة.
Right. Are you ready to learn how to herd some cows?
اوه دحين
Giddy up!
نطارد
Thank you for
Of course.
telling me all that back there. It must have been hard for you.
Hope you understand now why I've been playing my cards somewhat
عشان
close to
ننقل
my
لمكان
chest.
ثاني.
I didn't know you had a wife and child. Then again, I don't think I ever asked. They're lucky to have a man like you.
I ain't so sure about that, but thank you.
Whoa! Careful! You're more of a hindrance than a help. Get behind the herd. That should start them moving in the right direction. Assuming they aren't put off by your smell.
كان دحين نخرج البقر
Come on.
برا كان في واحد جوا هناك.
Right down the road, Mr. Marston. Whoa there.
Ain't that hard, is it?
أهم شيء إنه ما يروح مكان ثاني.
Come on, easy up now.
This way. We need to take them out to the pasture.
ولازم نوديه على العلامة الأصفر.
Let's go.
فين راحت هذه الحرمة؟ اوه هنودي هناك مكان نجمع البقرات.
Keep sweeping behind them. That way they'll stay together.
أهم شيء إنه ما يروح مكان ثاني إنه يضيع. لازم نجمع مع بعض.
Doing great, Mr. Marston. Stay with him.
Control that horse, will ya? You stick with the main bird. I'll round these stragglers up for you.
فين راح انت؟ ارجع انا ضايع هذا. شكله هو الوحيد ضايع.
Let's go.
شوف نفس البقرة. اوكي
You're
وصلنا
not
ولا
bad
إيش؟
with the herd. Ranching might be your true calling, Mr. Marston. Either that, or you were a cow in a past life.
Thank you, Miss McFarland.
I'll see you later. I have
وصلنا
work to do
الموقع.
back at the ranch. Giddy up!
اوكي دحين احنا نروح مكان ثاني مهمة ونشوف. على المشوار والله. اوكي راح نشوف نشيك رجال عجوز الشايب هو طيب.
And I can tell you with no uncertainty that miracle cures are no laughing matter. I bid you good day, sir.
والله بعد ما خرج من المستشفى وتعالج
Oh, Mr. Marston, good to see you. How
والله
have you
قال
been
شكرا
keeping?
للدكتور.
I'm well, Mr.
Mr. West Dickens, Nigel West Dickens of East Cheap, London, New Waverly, New York, and Armadillo, New Austin. At your service.
At my service.
At everyone's service. At the service of science, of knowledge, of life.
الحين قال انت انقذتني ولازم اخدمك.
Much better. But then they would be.
Would be.
I know a cure for all ailments, Mr. Marston.
Ah, I'm sure you do. And I'm sure for just $2 an ounce, I could live forever.
Oh, but for you, sir, I'd do a bulk discount rate of $1.95 an ounce, as long as you buy 100 ounces or more. That's a lot of immortality.
Give it up, old man.
That's Mr. West Dickens to you, boy.
Give it up, old man.
Listen, Marston, I'm broke, but this stuff is good. It works. I need a healthy young man like you. Come along, and let's ride over to my newest customer at Ridgewood, and I'll explain why.
الحين قال لي الحين راح نوصل بعربته.
Okay.
شكله خايف مع
All right, John,
اللي
let
يجينا.
us make haste for Ridgewood Farm.
I heard about you, Mr. West Dickens.
And I about you, John Marston.
Hoodwinking the weak, gullible out of their hard-earned money.
My dear boy, it is you who is gullible, if I may be so bold, for heeding such ill-informed
You're as
scuttlebutt.
full of wind as a horse with the collar.
I have been blessed with the gift of language, and for that I will not apologize. But the West Dickens elixirs speak for themselves. My thousands of happy customers attest to that.
Those men trying to kill you didn't look so happy.
Skepticism is the bastard child of progress, John. Knowledge makes a fool into a doubting Thomas. It's the cross I bear as a pioneer in the fields of commerce and medical research. If my tonic is such a sham, how do you explain the fine fettle in which you find me? Last time you saw me, I was knocking at death's door.
You should thank the doctor for that. I reckon you were acting it up worse than it was.
Act I can, John. A more convincing Othello there has never been. And so shall you, a fair Iago or Cassio.
I don't like the sound of this.
Showmanship, John. The flourish, the bow. We are operating in a competitive marketplace. Our product must stand out.
And how does this involve me?
We're going to use your God-given talents to our advantage.
I'm really starting to regret
I'll drop
this.
you off at the outskirts of Ridgewood. That way, it won't look like we came together. Once I'm set up, saunter nonchalantly into the crowd that is sure to be forming. Eventually, I will call you up to try my tonic. After extolling the virtues, I will have you perform a few feats of wonder to amaze and impress the paying public.
Such as?
Oh, nothing out of the ordinary for a man in your line of work, I assure you.
So it is all a sham.
No, just a little innocent ballyhoo to grease the wheels of enterprise, that's all. Do you think that advertising, my boy, is the future? For the love of God, try to stay on the road!
You'd best be a man of your word.
اوكي وصلنا الموقع بس.
You hop out here, John. Follow me in on foot. I'll see you there. Be ready to enchant the crowd.
طيب ماشي كعابي. طيب وصلوا معاه. نزلنا مكان بعيد. شوفوا
That's it. Gather round. I'm not starting till everybody's here.
I didn't know that.
Friends, hard-working souls of Chola Springs, gather round,
شكله
gather
يبيع أدوية.
round. Do you suffer from rheumatism, lumbago,
شكله
acute
علاج
chronic
ولا-
sciatic, neurologic, or inflammatory pain? Well, I represent the only company that makes the genuine article that cures headaches, neuralgia, earache, toothaches, backache, swelling, sprains, sore chests, swelling of the throats, contracted cords and muscles, anxieties and ravaged nerves, stiff joints, wrenches, dislocations, cuts and bruises, and it adds vitality and vigor to the healthy man.
But can you prove it, old man?
Oh, I'm sure there's some customer here who could prove the qualities of its
نختار نفس البطل.
Take a drink right now. You, sir, come up here. Step right up.
شكله هو متفق معاه. قال لي إذا هذا مجمع مع
That's the
الشباب
spirit. Ladies and
مع
gentlemen,
الناس راح
pay
اختارك
close
انت.
attention. This poor,
عشان
wretched volunteer,
يجرب
entirely
قدامه.
unknown to me, will demonstrate the effects of Dr. West Dickens' own patent tonic.
بس شكله نصاب.
Be you a cowpoke or athlete, this miraculous elixir developed with the wisdom of the East keeps the muscles supple and relaxes the cords. It loosens the joints and gives a feeling of youth and vigor to the whole system. Not possible, I hear you say. Well, doubt no longer. Faith can move mountains, but I ask not for faith. I am a man of
الحين
science.
بيسوي معاه
And today,
تجربة.
science will be vindicated. Your eyesight is greatly improved, is that not so, friend?
If you say so.
That's right, it is. You heard him. What a good sport you are, sir. Now, gaze over yonder at that porch. If you squint, you may just be able to make out the skull
الحين
that's hanging
يقول
there.
له أبغاك تصوب لي
Go
هذا
ahead,
من
friend.
بعيد.
Shoot that skull and demonstrate the miraculous
الهيكل
eyesight you now
ما أدري هو
possess.
غزال ولا راس الغزال. شوف نفس الملمع هذا.
Remarkable! The eyesight of an eagle, granted by imbibing Dr. West Dickens' own patent tonic.
Anybody can make that shot. This man is a fraud. If your eye's so damn sharp, why don't you try
ايش يبغى
shooting my
هذا؟
hat out of
بيتضارب
here?
معايا هذا.
My friends, our test case has been challenged to shoot a gentleman's hat out of the sky above our heads.
الحين يقول له أتحداك.
Right. Let's just see how sharp you is with a moving target.
قال أبغاك تصوب لي نفس
Here it comes.
You
That's a
ready
cop,
to get
Hudson.
embarrassed again?
والله دحين أجيب له
Have you
قوة.
ever seen such an eye? Behold the power of the elixir, plucked out of the sky.
Hey! Hey! What? You think you can put a hole in a man's hat and just walk away, do you? Hey, it don't work like that around here.
دحين يبغى مشكلة معاه.
Come on! Are you a man or not?
A challenge of battle has been
الحين راح
offered to
يتفقع.
our volunteer. Look at him. The tonic is on him.
سوي قوي ها.
Is this how you want it?
I thought they brought me a
أنا أوريك من الرجال. والله بقعته خليته.
There it is.
انبطح
Skeptics
العرض.
and dissenters, irrefutable proof. Do not let this opportunity pass you by.
Look, he's over there. Go get him.
This ends now.
Watch out. He's got a gun.
Who the hell do you think you are? You ain't leaving here alive.
Hello.
Marvelous shot, dear boy. The kind of deadly accuracy that can only be afforded by the West Dickens elixir. Come, I have plenty for all.
You'll be fine. Get out of my way.
Hey, where are you going?
I want a bottle. Get me a bottle, please.
يلا سايب
No
صاحبه
harm in trying one bottle, I suppose.
كله جاي عنده.
Well, I think that went kind of well, don't you?
I'm just glad that my normal job involves either chasing after cattle or murderers.
اوكي يا
Not the likes of you,
شباب
Don't be like that.
Now, if you'll excuse
لا
me,
تنسوا الاشتراك
I'd like to say my
والشير
goodbyes. Head on back to the real world.
Wait, sir.
وإن شاء الله راح
I've
نتواصل
been
معاكم
thinking
في اللعبة.
about your predicament, and I think I may have an idea. I've been thinking I could be your
لا
cunning
تنسوا الاشتراك
Odysseus.
والشير
Beware of the Greeks bearing gifts, sir.
ولا
Williamson had
تنسوا
better beware.
تضغطوا زر
They will make
اللايك
them into Trojans.
I don't rightly get
وانشروا مقاطع
I
فيديو.
want you to go and see my old friend Seth. He can come across as a little curious, but I'm sure you two will get on. He's most often found at Coots Chapel. He's very devout.
Why see him?
Because between him and me, we can get those gates to open for you, and you can walk right in, just like in Homer's great Trojan
اوكي يا
yarn.
شباب نشوفكم على خير ان شاء الله. مع السلامة.